pẹ̀lú kò pọ̀tẹ̀ yìí wọ̀ kẹ̀nà wàá gbélé nu kẹfọ́ gàdágbé ẹ̀fẹ́ yìí kẹfọ́ ọ̀kùsùn yìí àgẹ̀ní efe ọ̀sìgbé mọ́ efe ọ̀sìtè ní efe ọ̀sìtè ẹ̀ hàn ọ̀wàlà nùkẹ́ wàá bò ọ̀tò yẹ numo gbèlékú yí ọ̀sùkọ̀tẹ́ nàdú ulọ̀mọ́ ìbá fa gbè inú ọ̀níwọ̀ ẹ̀ ọ̀bì ẹ̀ nẹ́ nyẹ̀rọ àdán tó àwọn anyaba.
Yo chairman kenyeme nu okpeshi ya bi fi ake eye ko be ko cho nu onu noko keje dodoa ni wanyeme ko me akpe eje ni afi noko na cho le joint declaration ndi eko mefe mo kegbe pamu ni akembule wo kusum no ehia akebe ngmene sani waba dwa manfe to ngbe age sino ni te no woke amepa agbe ni je gbe papa hu ni no wo hie wo de wolo fi oba kan ye blofo mi ko ogbe na okba baga mi ko ni mofia mo hu anu no ni wo yo no wo hie woke arui ni ji one reminder me joint declaration on the annual ban on drumming and noise making by the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council, and faith-based organizations. The press, and ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all here assembled. As well, may I extend seasonal greetings to all who have made a home on our Gadangbe land or who commute here daily. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, thank you all for your responding to the clarion call of the Gborbu Shitse, overlord of the Gadangbe state, of true Gadangbe tradition and culture at this moment in the history of Ghana, our motherland. On behalf of Shitse, Wolumokono Bokote Lawechulu, the 33rd, I welcome you all to this brief interaction geared towards making right wrong of some Gadangbe sons and daughters who should know better but allowed political bigotry to get the better of them, to lead public officials and undiscerning traditionalists into appending their signatures to very sacrilegious statements composed exponentially in a bid to pleasing practitioners of imported religions while demeaning ours. The knowledgeable framers of the Constitution of Ghana, realizing the essence of the worship by our ancestors bequeathed to us, readily accepted and duly enshrined the importance of the values of traditional and cultural norms in their supreme legal document of the nation under Article 11. Tradition and customs are important to the people so much that when these are taken from them, they do not only lose their identity, but cease to exist as well. Thus, in their wisdom, the ancestors made it clear and holy the position and stature, the people in whose hands the spirituality of the people should always be. Hence, the traditional chief always remained relegated to affairs which are cardinally administrative to the people in their communities. A chief can only attend to affairs and decisions bordering on spirituality only and only when he has been initiated as a spiritual leader of an acknowledged temple. No chief can take up or be compelled to take up affairs or decisions of spirituality of the deities. Any such act frowns on the status of the ancestors and does not only constitute contempt but sacrilegious. It must be carefully noted that the role of the body known as the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs in its purest form in the affairs of the Gadangbe people is only administrative functions. Certainly, it is devoid of the final and utmost mandate for making and repealing enactments, regulations, and performances related to traditional and customary functions on the spirituality of the Gadangbe people. The GARHOC may have enjoyed the liberty to engage in processes that may lead to peaceful ends for the people, but it cannot do such without consulting the spiritual guardians and the supreme spiritual leader, also known as the overlord of the Gadangbe state. It is therefore worthy to note that the decisions by the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, which touches the very core of the laws and spiritual regulations on the traditional Lent period of the Gadangbe people, cannot be compromised. The placement of a ban on drumming, whistling, public mourning, or funeral events and noise-making are cardinal aspects of the traditional Lent, and cannot be mitigated by the wishful politicking by some politicians who are in office for a short period of time. Whatever was imposed on some of our traditional office holders at the Goggisberg Hall at Dodua on Thursday, 25th May 2023 is not binding on any Gadangbe and can never be binding on anyone. Any interference of our customary norms and practices lies within the remits of only the lords of spiritualism of the Gadangbe, who are led by the supreme spiritual overlord, Shitse, Nuumo Gborbu Shitse the 33rd. It is extremely sad and very unfortunate that the Minister of Greater Accra Region, Mr. Henry Quartey, alongside his compatriots, the MCE of Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Mrs. Elizabeth Saki, led a hurriedly constituted, funnily named faith-based organization, FBO, and Regional Coordinating Council, among others who are not members of the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, orchestrated in a bid at demeaning existing customary laws of the Gadangbe people. Such a shame and sacrilege will forever linger for posterity that once upon a time, prominent Ga indigenes were at the forefront in an attempt to soiling our age-old customary practices that our forefathers have cherished and upheld. It must be carefully noted that the Regional House of Chiefs' role in its purest form is administrative. Certainly, it is devoid of the mandate of making and repealing laws when it comes to traditional and customary functions and operations pertaining to the Gadangbe state. It has the liberty to engage in processes that may lead to peaceful ends. It should also be noted that the House is not a law-formulating body and therefore cannot be used to circumvent the legally constituted bodies, that is, Parliament and Ministry of Justice and Attorney General. It has no powers and authority to frown upon the national constitution, which clearly supports our customs and traditions. It must therefore be noted that the decisions by the Regional House of Chiefs, which touched on the crux of the laws of the land of the Gadangbes, especially ban on drumming and noise-making, cannot be binding on us, a function which is only within the remit of the Gborbu Shitse, overlord of the Gadangbe state, Nai, and other Wolomoy, who are custodians of Gadangbe cultural and traditional rights. The fact is that the Regional House of Chiefs does not have the authority to make and unmake laws relating to ban on drumming and noise making. They do not have the mandate also to make decisions that border on the regulations on banning of noise making. Clearly, the supposed meeting or press conference held at Dodowa is a colossal undermining and disrespect to our offices as the only mandated persons when it comes to the subject matter in question. I, therefore, assert without fear or favor that decisions held at the said meeting is invalid, null, and void, and must be treated with contempt. If we deemed it that anyone who goes contrary to the laws on drumming and noise making, we shall hold them accountable and deal with them according to our customs and traditions. But I feel a bit amazed and amused when I see some of our Christian brothers and sisters behave as if staying 1 month only without the use of musical instruments and sound system will make them go to hell. I really wonder how technological advancement has taken away from the church the essence of worship, so much so that they feel powerless to pray and worship God. Did our forefathers commit any offense by receiving aliens with open arms and giving out our lands for church buildings? Did they err to give out lands to the people who today wish our traditions and customs never existed? It is time we, the Gans, were left alone to maintain our laws governing certain traditional and customary practices. Practices that are not obnoxious to both the spiritual and socio-economic well-being of the citizenry. I don't want to believe that this is one of the hidden agendas to destroy the nativism and nativity of Gandangbis. They have almost succeeded with the non-teaching of Gan language in schools in Accra. Against the laws of nation, most schools in Accra have banned teaching and speaking of our Gan language. We were practicing our customs and traditions long before the churches arrived. Even with the Orthodox churches, we had no issues. They readily abide by the laws of the land. It is the advent of the charismatic churches that has brought about all those confusions and conflicts. We will never condone and countenance any attempts to refurbishing our customs and traditions. If the current civic, political, religious, and educational heads who are Gans are not ready to fight for Gans for whatever reasons, we, the people, will not stand aloof to watch God die slowly. You can't do that to any Islamic religion or even do that to Christian religion and tell them how they should fast and pray. Why are they doing that to us as Gandangbis? Are they taking our leniency as our weakness? In conclusion, I must state categorically that we, the lawmakers of our customs and traditions, distance ourselves from any decision taken at the meeting held at the offices of the Regional House of Chiefs on Thursday, 25th May 2023. As already stated, we shall not relent in our efforts to ensuring that the laws relating to the ban on drumming and noise making are adhered to the letter. By our beliefs, we dare you to challenge us on our customs and traditional rights. Questions we have to ask. Is the Greater Accra Regional Minister really a Gan? Which particular house does he come from? Gamashi, in Gamashi. Are the faith-based organizations more superior than the Registered Christian Council of Ghana? If he is a real Ga, why is he negotiating with religious bodies on our customary and traditional rights? We would appeal to His Excellency the President to call him to order immediately for interfering into pure customary and traditional practices of the Gadanguis. Nyechwa ni omanye ablawo. Thank you all. Yo be noni wakani blofu emi ma nke baba waga yue mo mi nko ni jenko jinkpa wo efe abotoi nye adafi twalo efe wonda nyeshi akegme na gbine ni woche niji bucket wa lumokono bokete la wetru ni ju mete ka eten no ni eche ne ka pe ne nye fe nye bomode nye botoi nye ka we ba pe ye bie no wonda nye fe shi eja ke nye fe nye ba ye gadangbe shipon ke wo kusun hwe ni nye hwe o he won ni ye wondomo wo shiche niji wolumo kono bokete la wetru niji nyumete ka eten na jan no pe nye fe awawa tu ke ba ne ke chunemi ke ne ke pe na shishi koni nye ba botoi nye na ni bi foji ni mekome ni cho amehe gadangbe bi ni cho amehe gadangbe kusun fe loe eteshi na amengbegbe ni amralo bi kome ni yo amralo abla na ano kegbe fonku e cho gbe fonku no ni kun ameke pata wo kusun ke ogbeja no to hie wo hiyo wo yo no wo plan no agashi meni fe wo mla wolo wulu eni wo cho le constitution amena amele klede na mengono hu ake wo kusun fe mo ehihia wo eja ke noji wo susuma ke wo shinle fe no ameke wo naka kusun mla wo wolo wulu emi ye article 11 ake wo ye egbe nu ofi owo kusun ni amena keshi kusun fe mo noji noko klede ke noko 3D ni kashi ni kaji amegbe ni wo mfe no abaha na wo hu wo shihinle ke wa agboje ke boni wo yo ni wo ke yo Ghana manemi no amegbe ake wo ka fun shimo wo ya no nu wo fe no ye ameni le wulumie amefe le klede na meke mmeshi akeshi neke kusun fe mo ene eye meko me klede de inaka me hu ameyi chopoten niji ji washiche wokono wolumo kono bokete lawe chulu niji gadangbe fe yicho ke eshishibiye eye amedi ni manche mo fia mo ni atule manche wo hio yake wulo mo to manche je manche to wulo mo no mo fia mo na atule manche eye hegbe kaji moni hie neke kusun ne yichoe melegba ka fie dani ibanye fi shikaji moni hie kusun yichoe enmeko legba ka fie nuko ibehegbe ni ba fie nuko ye na kan kusun yi no manche kokro abehegbe nle denche iba ko efon ehe no ni eshi echichi akeshi patan kusun ko hie lo chake kusun ko hie boni lesumo wakusum emele na kangbe hiwale hu ne hie hu emele na kangbe ejake hiwale fe eye wolumoko no bokete la wachuru ka shishibi ade ni wonta woni anu shishi klede ngmenegbine ake Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs lo wo manchema pe wulu eni yododo a wonu shishi klede akeshi amenu chumo poten na mehie efe tomo na mbu amoke wolongma si kusun kokla ba amede amebe na kan hiwale na amebe na kan gbe na hu no kaji ame ya trashi ye na kan pe emi hiwale ko ba amede ake wokusum mlai ni constitution denche ewo emano mi ni ewo la po ewo mi hiwale ko bo amede na ba aka keshi amenchake hie lo amenwo no lo amefile no ko kaji wolumoko no bokete lawe chulu niji nyumete kete ke isebi ikekwa ke achake ne lo afine ne ke mancheme ni akpe manchema akpe wulu emi amebe na kan hiwale no wonta ni wo ha gaman fe tete anali ake na kan ni biye na ma trash ye jeme na me wie na me bagbe pamo na me ngmala ye wojin ahin ni ko wo madumo ke ho fe mo here wonta ni wo ka keshi eji noko na ma tashi na me ke politicians ko me ni cha me o sofui ya fe ya pagbe kome na me fe ni neke politicians na hu ensa ni wo manchema na le akeshi amebeje na mba tashi da shame ameje befi o ko keke no kaji nye manchema nye ba trash ye jeme ni wo kusun ke wo gbeje anoto ni jule shikeje blame tete ni nye ba tisha akeshi nye ba pata hie nye ba fitele be ablo ji blood otwa you know nye ke twa gama fe no fiano ni akengme ameno ye neke ochinem ni ji so ni ho ni ji 25th May 2023 wo iko wo heko ni efimo wo hu ni echi wo na ye wo noko no wo fi omi ni wo ke chuni shimbung akeni kusun femo 3D eka woche wolumoko no bokete la wechulu niji nyumete kete kono ke eshishibiya no ni wole niji jale ye wokusun mi no wo ba fi ni efe wa yure hohu ke na pefe ake woche regional minister na chole Mr. Henry Quarty eshi neke gbemene ke AMCE niji Accra Mayor Mrs. Elizabeth Saki no ni wa meana oyo ya na te aya trash ye dodowa koni afi neke gbe pa mo ne na ke patan wo kusun ke wo ni bi ahin gbero ni cho na ma trash ye jen meni wa ma po na ma trash ye jen kusun fe lo ya cheme wole henoko ni meni ache ni taflache ji game maji acheme ko nupa wonta na me na mele ake na hanje me na mete ama abo musu na me patan wo kusu hie na me twa brodo ni wonta hun wo mano mie ko ake wododo ape wulu ni wo chole Regional House of Chiefs amenuchu mopoten efe wolongma ke manchema sajia no kwemu shi efata wokusun fe mohi ame belo kono kra komo yo kusun fe mo he nika ishebe ni gadangbe fe if mbeba fe kusun na ka aduma aka fe ho aka fe ni na mbati shi na meka akeshi a chake mla hie na kan hegbe eba amedi ni taflache parliament Ministry of Justice ke Attorney General afen pour denche na me hie na kan he wale nya ho amehi nya teke ame ni nya denche nya atahe ni mlabe ni ento mla nya hanya he no na kan nuchumo na ma tun ye je wona le yakatwa wo ka chuni ebe he wale ko he wale ko na gbene hu ebe ame gbejiano to mi no ni brofo chole mandate law authority ebe mi eba me no mi ni sana ma traje me na metoda kamra no wonta ni mambi fe anale ate nekeshi tra mo na ma tra na metunga na meke patan wo kusun hie titri wo madumo po femo diwe enyen efimo wo etrashi ni enyen echi wo na ye wo kusun femo hu mi ni wo ke tuni eja ke na kan hewale Gborbu Shitse Shitse ni jigadangbe fe yicho ke numo nai ke wulomo ene hwe ameji meni kwa na kan kusun eno no amenyen ametashi edodowa na mehe na kan hiwale keje wodi no na ma fi efe yakatwani ni wonta wo manashi hu akeshi the regional house of chiefs lo wo manche makpe wulu eni ododowa amebehi wale ko na ameketo mla na amebehi wale ko na amekepata mla ko ni constitution efe ngmeshi hie no wo kusun no fe no wo ka dudu ma ye popa no fe no wo no ke aka fe ho aka twade aka fite wo kusun e mashibonde e machine no wo ye no pepepe no mofia mo no obagu neke mla ne wo ke bo ba ye boni mla wo kusun mla chonwo no won ka keshi neke amale pe ne na ti aya fi edodowa gidigidi basabasa pe na ti aya fi edodowa ni ameke mfite wo kusun ameke bule gama kusun won ta wo ka keshi meni ya traje me ni fe na ni sane bi mo baba wo ya mehi eja ke no nu wo wi oji won kame wo she amegbe shi wo ka bula mo ha me shi mo wo she amehi egbe ni wo kame akeshi na ha no ni amataje me na me fe he wale ko be mi ni etuni hu ye wo gadangbe shi pon ko no ni wo nana kan ni ake blodo twa musuni ni matani ke ha wo gadangbe shi pon fe ni wonka ma keshi amefe mo ne ti wo ke tuni no mo wo asafo bi ke wo bi e ambaya shibolemo ka me mobo osofo ji o ba cheji o hotel cheji o ni ofe na kan ho ani ko kan fite wo kusun wo ba mobo ke ba he ni sanu ke ba no ke ba ye na kan sane eja ke no na ma tun eje me no na ma wi eje eku tuni shinoko meni fe wo na paji wonye me ni cho amehi Christopher ye ni taflache afi mu wo ye gbi o hai ete nyume pa ke numu ka ke lipi e fata here o hai ete gbi nyume pa ke pa ni ameke yojo ameke solio ameke fi ame no fiano ni wati amena wo bi amesani shi wo no nyonko mepe ni ji nyume ete gbi nyume ete pe ni ambabo wote ni wo hu wo fe wo kusun efe amena agba ni wo mbi amakashi ni wo kaji amehie neke amla lo blofo machines neke speakers neke ni bie na meke fe ho amesolimo nyumbo boto elo asa hu shikpo jiye na meyo no na me fi oso mo ye je wo mani wo fi okusun je wo no wo ha me wono wo ha me shikpo jiye wono hu wo gbele wa gbe wo ha me na meke manse kusun ke manse jamu fe ba shikpo ne no no kaji wo gbele wo nija wo ha me na meka me manse jamu ka me kusun fe ba wo shikpo ne no mini he wo ni amesumo akeshi amecho nga agbe no ni amedomo se na amefo wo hi ame ha wo na amefite wo kusun meni he wo amecho ene ni wonta waka make wo kusun sroto enu wo fi o eko be ni patan amejamo hi eko be ni fite o amejamo mini wo ni mini shishiji no na amenu ni wo do amemi ono akeshi wo no le amegule lo amefite le wo sumo ni wo ke dwamokwa wo ichi ami ake ameye susumo gbonyoko dunko ya me ichi ami na menta na meke fite gadangbe lo wo game denche ameka patan wo hin eja ke momosa wo na keshi mlai ko meye ni atutoi aha school bi ko me ni gawe mo denche asumo na we eje ni achi gawe mo na ke anaga teacher fu denche ka ke ame ya wo ko emi bona fe ni gawe mo egbo no sofu ine won kame ye hishibami ake wonye meji ami no ameka wa na kan ni biye ni ya no momwe ameka fatahi na menwa na menpatahi won fe wo kusun momo keje blema dani somo bashipon neno be mi nu o ke roman biji o presby biji o methodist bi ke ni yo neke wo kusun ne wo fi onu wo na agbako wo fi oni moko ka we play wo fi oni moko ewie mo shako eshi shimo I swear to God to I believe in God will be in what am a charismatic churches in ni ameba ameji meni wo kusun egba menan ni wole no mumone amehia ni noewo ni wo kusun egba menan ni efe wo na pe akashi osofu ye baba wo ni yo neke charismatic churches na medamo na afe gamabi ni gafomo bi jiame gadangbe bi jiame shi wole no ni hewo na metioshi ameshio gakusun ameteshi ameshi ni Islam lo ala kubaru ameteshi ameshi no ameteshi ameshi amedenche Kristofu ya ni bi ko me na amefio ni taflache wonu ye koyo mi ni ke wo ni na egbejano to pupa agbe ameteshi ameshi na kan ni bi ye won ma megba mehio amengma na amefio amesoli mobo fia bo na amefio no mini he won ametioshi ameshi owo gadangbe bi amen na wakeshi wo ejuro fi mo ke wo heshiba taflache no fi owo ya ka agbemelo na gbe won tawo ni wo ka me klede ke me ni to mla fin ake wo kusun ke ogbejano to wo chi wo he ka je he ni wo fon hu fe mo se meeting ló pè na ya fi wo dodo wa si awulu emi wo kechun ni to bobo ni wo to hin enu wo wie wo ke wo gbe wo kusun he wo gbe shi ni wo kame ni wo manomi akeshi wo ma ni wo dun po fe mo ke obonu twa ke den twa ke ni bi enu ka aka fi wo ndomo jeme no ni wo hio wo yo ni won ke hu amehu ake mo fia mo ni atishi ashi neke ni ne wo kele ba ye boni wo kusun ke wo ke mo ba ye na kai ni wo sa ne bi mo hu no obi oji wo Greater Accra Regional Minister ni wo chole Henry Quartier ani ganyo ni lo gafo mo bini meshi ami importe eje gamashi eba kewo ke gafo mo bini e cho wo shi importe mi ne eje gamashi ni meni ke ame acho ame faith based organization ame hemo ke yili ewo ame cheku won ta wo bi amake ani ame ye hewale ni ame no klo fi Christian Council of Ghana lo Christopher ife ape ewulu eni o Ghana ame no klo fi na hanpe no regional minister wo ke lele ake ganyo pote jibue mini hewon o ke neke nyame afre mi bi I believe in God bi here efe ekome no tawo no obule wo kusun Henry Quartier won bibo sani no won pa wo man onupa fai ni ji wo president fai Nana Akufo Addo won pa bo fai wo regional minister Chele Chumi no obile sani no owolenga no kala yue amlo ne no wo sumo ne yebeko koni efon wo kusun hie patamo ke ogbejano to ke oni bi nu ofi o hie patamo eja ke iba fi be ni twa ke sumo akeshi wo game wo kele ana ekofe ekokemo nu wo sumo basabasa aba mami no won qualify echele ni kala yue twa no manya bla o ko sani eni obie mo ni jaun si Nigeria ni dawo kenkle le regional minister ya domo gamancheni ni iwu akọ ake iba kwa di police foi MPC is ke neke amlalu ife regional security council ke council stop in Oyo ayi abuwa ni neke wo madu mo ne ayi no me cafe basabasa ni legbomo kometo ne no edo ehi ne ache pe ye dodoa na gbene ato sani ene wie e chake hie ni ewo mlakoklo no wo wie mo wo ke neke sani ne hi wo won pa eche ni tole as regional minister ni ji president efa ne chele chumi koni ekela wie ke ya fe bi ni nu oni e ba wo fu ke ba che man koni ekefa ipa mo aba
3 cardinal points that led to this. Intoni as president, you feel very vigilant and question certain tests. About 2 years ago, there was a young lady, the Professor Agachi Osofo Gile. If I prophesize, it will come to a time. That was 2 years ago. About 3 weeks ago, Ministry of Chieftaincy issued a letter purported to have been taken jointly with the Traditional Council. They set out serially. The following day, Kusu Failure Committee, Ministry of Chieftaincy. I'm telling you, 2 days later, after that picketing, Regional Ghana Traditional Council issued an authoritative response to the letter that emerged from the Ministry of Chieftaincy. Again, this particular Kusunu was near me, then the regional minister, no one knows what motivated him. I'm only saying this thing as a result of the fact that based on your suggestion, I guess I need actually Keba the harm has already been caused. No can't tell about me our we. Mean our we the ganyo form be Kai go no akra he no for 20 good years. No elegbejano to we. No kaji elegbejano to ni we okusu mi here. And he back back care about lift the ban on noise speaking ye gamachi here. Ayi bote ni gigafe adonti here. Odada no ni mo back a lift ban on noise speaking go. You have to any ombo. What mean odada no ya here? It's a major problem. Ni won kaji afe akosiga po we. Abemla ayi ofe no. Ngo je kwesi wo adangbe manti asedemi. Whether politician you, whatever position you find yourself in, you back asantini ake ene wo afo enemy. No one will ever dare. Is it because Ablokmama Kumao and therefore if I want to say on authority today. Okay, so some be fair, some money you work damage kono. They feel very uncomfortable to cohabit with us. They are at liberty to live.
Yeah.
But what do we also indicate further? Okay, when the time when they are leasehold expires, it will be very difficult for us to renew. Because they are far difficult to live closely and jointly with us.
You papa.
Thank you so much.
Maybe I will nekem lane. Ni ani wofe kusun wo moda na abo nekem lane ewolo. Anyen aka mla lo mla aba fite gan kusun. Wo ba techi wo nekesa ne. Wo te me kume we chichi. Won ta o ke gan tete fe ake. Ka obo to obo ye. Amba na wo ifale. Ameka ka akechi bi na me na wo cheme na me ite ye. Be ni twa aka me be wale. Chichi cheme mi. Won ta o ka ma ake. Aduma mla na ka bene kashi ka jeblema na ka non wo ba yi no. Ka me shia me teun e ba kashi na ka non ye ga kusun.
What I appeal to His Excellency Nana Adodako Akufo-Addo lekle wo je me wo ka ke ye wo bini wo ka ke ye wo nyimi ni yi Henry chigbene eje keji ke Bruhaha wo ake chitra la lo lumo so watashi etumi watashi nege. After this press conference we are going to write a highly worded letter to His Excellency. What concerns of what we very soon was small in Nagbabu Baraji, Afi Gameneke, Afi Adam will be neke. No politicians Baba on Afosiki Army, or Agodabi, Afosiki on your feel. What our Nakanoquaba. No harm when no hard you go to power fair nearly. I can only fear a sheet the next check, can you mean? FAC MPP, FAC NDC. No, okay, I get Goku. Okay, I get Shia B. Because a share in the money, if I buy the Chama attaching on me. Or tell Cat a year back a mango. If I qualify, no me, but it won't either fear a yagbe. Skaggy shed type, it's a man, Ibeji, Atomy Wale, and Matomy Wale. Tomanyaba. Ani manager wa jiama jo oje oba egberin wa jiama na bi wala mo kete jebe amaji na aje fe age na ewulo mo tu oshimashi osukro te pe de kule tu oshimashi ninu wa tu oshimashi bo wulo mo tu oshimashi kete amenta amaji amena eta
ni o sane fi o ni to ma bi eji ngeta sane na aba no ane abote komi ami ni acheje ma woje ni je ma woje ngono no nsane ni to ma be field.
Whole of West Africa, the British government near he was going to be told he South Africans ashiko ya medie majacheme na mani na Queen Elizabeth ake he was going amegbami fan ahale mushisha akeche shiko ni woyo jile mi je wo pe wono many afọkọ ame ameshkon many egbo ekete ihu ameshkon no he wo ka o to he Ghana shikon ye de ake jele fe manye gibo ni o mo maji fe ke wo hihie o to he shipo wo le ake helu ele o ba pele sika bo Queen Elizabeth o ba nyo ke bi na afoku ke mene gbo e ba nye ni o ka me na agreement ake o mo shpo ye Ghana bi a ne me nyo gbegbe le wo helu bi ye wo be na agba no mi je ni British government ní ẹ̀wọ̀n Ghana ṣùgbọ́n n'ètò lọ́pẹ́mọ̀ náà kẹ́ hàn West Africa fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ́ Nigeria ní ìfẹ́ yẹn lọ́nà wọ́n tó wọn pẹ́ jẹ́ akẹ́ṣẹ́ kùsùn fẹ́ kùsùn ní àfihàn bí àná yẹ jẹ́lẹ̀ nfẹ́ jẹ́ wọ mẹ́ni wọ́ yọ jẹ́lẹ̀ mìíràn jẹ́ wọ pẹ́ wọ kùsùn ni mẹ́ni àfọ́kọ̀ àmẹ́ kùsùn ni mẹ́ni egbò ehun ní wọ́n tó àwọn ancestors ní wọ́n tó àwọn akẹ́kẹ́ mẹ́ àmẹ́wọ̀n àmẹ́ kùsùn ni wọ́ yọ jẹ́lẹ̀ bí àná wo beno ko to ni wo ba ke ye aduma alagbemi aje epo ko o to chake no ko yin be asa no che bi na afoku en report no ni wo call ene e ke benefiteri maja che benefiteri e ja ke you have no business ye chieftaincy ni afli your nation e aka fli e ka ke phone nation aka o protect kusun asa no ba kusun e kaka fling on the ship kusun ni akegbe wo mi asa no buy ko yen no buy e obenu tumoko ye mancheye li ka fling gbajano to ni wono wo ko pe ja ke maja cheme politicians agencies me na atwa me FGB jo FBO amele ni se ne no because charismatic church is poni wo wa ke chencheme di ameye no na afi oni emi e amete onu pako ewie konoko na amepo ameke wainshi e akamba ni na amonu pa eniji Orthodox church say ameke wainshi oduba mene fen wachi ametane ka meto amecha ke gakusun hiye wo ni wo yo jele mi wo be no ko nu o ba ke shimo amani na bi na afoku gan bi na gadangbe bi ni afoku ami na meni na wo cheme hu ne te imeji abo mi na me ka me enyu atashi at least e ka vote is 2 against 1 ewo ke menyo ne plan ake alagbemi achake ke menyo ne plan bi na fo keke wonu wo ejele mi ele wo be na agba wo ba plan keke report o
yo question ebilo ojogba ni makane wolo bibi oko ni hie ebie ni ake egbeji essential themes in land law and customary law. Justice Alexander Osei Tutu le Emawoloe de Ganfomo Bini ni le justice eyesani Supreme Court wa hune kate retirement ne Emawoloe no kaji wo kwewoloe ni page 105 eke Southern Ghana example the Wulomo of the Gans in Africa in general and Ghana in particular, the concept of land is believed to transcend beyond the physical realm. Almost all the ethnic groups in Ghana attach sacred significance to land. It is believed that land is the heritage of the ancestors and sanctuary of the spirits of the ancestors and Asasiya, mother god of the earth. Like the Tendana, the earth priest, whose ancestors were the first settlers of the land, dealt directly with the spirits of the land and was recognized as the custodian of the land. The Gawulomos role was no different. The Ga people were traditionally believed to be ruled by the Wulomo, who served as priests. Buama Somberg and Raja explained, among the Ga, land belongs to the theocratic spiritual leaders, Wulomo or Wulomoe, who translate as our leaders. Dr. Eric Nibote Anun elucidates, the high priest or Wulomo is an important personality in the Ga religion before the institution of kingship by the colonial government. They, the Wulomo, were the rulers of the Garland. No tamoboni yomu a big comia minsane. Ni wo nyami Kofi Franco hu ba wie comia minsane. Noni kashie mumonsane ni. No Henry Kwati ike imagine acheme onkpa me fai kajije woncheme ji ame ni je wojinji ame ben noni mi na mi ayen amekwelo ojugba twa no banya bra abo twa no banya bra cheme kenye me mini show wo yi twa no banya bra